Check, check, check. Cool, cool, cool. All right, hello everybody, Meteorologist Kevin Phelps here. Let's see if we can get this ongoing, and I believe we are all good to go here on our stream. So I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to kind of join in. I'm also gonna let the stream kind of catch up here because we kind of know how that works in the weather world, or really just in streaming in general. So I gotta push out a couple of things and then we'll start talking about what we have going on. We just got off air, so for those of you that are just getting that push notification and clicking on that, feel free to kind of jump in here. So as I'm finishing getting set up. So let's take a peek here at our road conditions. We have a couple of school delays out there here this morning for some of our northwestern counties. We've been keeping an eye on roads. I'm going to jump into some of these cameras here in just a second. So feel free to hop in the comments. So it says Kyle and Deanna. It's just me, Kevin Phelps, this morning. Sorry, you're stuck with me here over the next couple of minutes as Quad Cities Today did just wrap up. So right now, roads are considered partially to mostly covered in and around the Quad Cities, but in large part, I just want to take a look at what we're seeing here for whatever. There we go. There we can see some cameras. With the sun coming up, obviously we've seen some of those areas kind of pick up on a little bit of snowfall here. So yes, we're in the 20s right now. We have some gusty winds, but what I can tell you, the snow itself, it's kind of starting to weaken. So we should see improving conditions and visibility, but you can see well evident on the QC Metro Cam. I have that trained on the Ferris wheel here by Modern Woodman Park. Grassy surfaces are something that are going to be obviously snow covered here today, but as I draw your attention towards the Bettendorf camera, this is out near 53rd. You can still kind of see the sidewalk, maybe partially covered, but it's your main roads that are absolutely in fine condition here now. So I'll pull this map back full so everybody can kind of get a peek of that. That's normally the big question. How are the roads on snowy mornings? I-80 at Walcott, you can kind of see maybe a little bit of build up there in the right lane, but the I-74 bridge is on the shoulders. You can see the on and off ramp there at I-80 at Brady. We do not have any sort of potential buildup or slippery travel or anything like that. One thing that's interesting, that I-80 at 280 camera, that is faced to the west. And right now we have really strong west winds, so it's kind of just, the air is kind of just blowing right into it. That's why you have the snowflakes there on that camera lens. We did just see a plow go by as well. So this is what you can kind of expect here as you head out the door. This was the scenario that I kind of anticipated playing out when we had this stream here yesterday morning, was that we were kind of in between the two parts of the system. You had some severe weather east and southeast of us, including a few tornadoes, and then to our north and west, you had a significant snowstorm play out, and then we kind of just got some rain and a little bit of that snowfall. But as you kind of take a look at another traffic camera here out to our west, we'll pull this one full, you can see that as you got towards West Branch, they were more so on the cooler side of the system, and that allowed for snow to kind of build up a little more. Now their road conditions have certainly been treated and improved. You can see as Iowa City, I believe that's the University of Iowa right there, you can tell that it's nice and quiet, even some clouds already breaking up there. I'll have more on that here in just a second, but your first alert day is going to continue here just through 9 o'clock here this morning. And it's not so much now for accumulating snow. It's going to be more for the blowing and drifting snow. And this is, again, winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour. So while we do have the snow-covered roads out there, that is starting to improve. So I don't think this is something that's going to be the biggest concern more so anymore. But winds, yeah, those are a howling here this morning. So if you're traveling on a north or southbound roadway, very strong crosswinds. We showed you that I-80 at 280 camera, how the snow had kind of just been blowing into the lens there. So with these 40-mile-an-hour winds right now, we have visibility down to 0 miles, technically out near Macokota. You can see we have about 10 miles, though, in Muscatine, 5 miles in Moline. So once you get north of I-80, I think this is where you'll kind of have a few of those problems lingering here into the rest of this morning. The other factor, wind chills. Welcome back to winter, everybody. It feels like the single digits and teens. This is going to be routine here, really, for the rest of today and for the weekend. So, John, how is I-380 to Iowa City? That one is going to be partially covered. I don't have any cameras out there right now, but when we were looking at the road conditions map there, John, it was partially covered. They had some accidents earlier. Those have since been kind of cleared up. They were just little fender benders, thankfully. Just drove home from Muscatine, super icy roads, multiple cars in the ditch. Hey, Chewy, do you mind, was that just Highway 61, I would assume? I'm not hearing of any sort of accidents, but have you guys heard anything on the scanners back there? Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't heard anything, Chewy, but thanks for the update. We'll kind of see if we hear anything about that. So I just was chatting with Dustin and Ryan, our producer here in the background. Let's see here as we kind of move along. There's a look at radar. You can tell the snow's kind of wrapping up. Yes, we had the winter storm warnings to our north and west. We had winter weather advisories in our northwestern counties, but we actually have wind advisories now along and east of the Mississippi, and that's really kind of our big take home. As you see that area of low pressure over the Great Lakes, since that's moved away from our area, we don't have as much lift in the atmosphere to produce our snow showers, but what we do have is a lot of wind. So while snow kind of tapers off, the winds are going to be the thing that's kind of the story moving forward now the rest of today. We might even see some sunshine south of I-80. It's not going to be any warmer than the 30s this afternoon. Realistically, you're not going to feel warmer than the teens and 20s, and that's kind of the take home here for the rest of the weekend. Very February-like, some passing clouds here on Saturday, but overnight Saturday into Sunday, you're going to get a couple of flurries, and then it's behind that system, sets you up for another blustery day here on Sunday. Now, the good news is this is short-lived. I'm expecting some warmer air here next week. Got to set expectations, though. We're not talking 60s and 70s like we had this week. Realistically, we're going to be more so in the 40s and 50s. So I did have to shoot a couple of things, so I took that first alert day off for Friday. That are going to air a little bit later this morning, but our first alert day remains in effect here until 9 o'clock this morning. I'm going to re-rack this so I can set the road conditions. John had asked a question about I-380. Once we let this populate, it takes a long time to kind of draw all this information in from all of the Department of Transportations here around Iowa and Illinois. So once you get to Iowa City, there's 380 there, John. I don't know if you're still watching this, but it's in pink, which is considered completely covered. That's kind of anticipated. They picked up more snow than we did, and it's a little bit colder, so it was easy for snow to kind of accumulate on area roadways. So all in all, long story short, look for improving conditions here on area roads, but the winds are going to be the story here for the rest of today. And I'll just kind of run through again a couple more traffic cameras. Here's what you're going to experience as you head out the door. You got fine roads out there at I-80 at Brady, but the on and off ramps are something that are still partially covered. You see I-80 at Walcott, maybe a little slush out there. The more north and west you head to the Quad Cities, the worse the roads are going to be, but even when I say that, it's not all that bad, at least at the moment. The more east you head, you're going to be in fine shape. So it's kind of one of these scenarios where, yes, we had a major storm system roll through our area, but we kind of came through almost unscathed. The worst of it stayed north and west with the snow, and obviously with the severe weather outbreak to our south and east, where we saw several tornadoes from eastern Illinois into western Indiana here yesterday evening. One last look here at I-80 at West Branch, even seeing maybe a little bit of sunshine trying to peek through some of those clouds there, but those roadways have rapidly improved here this morning. There's a look at I-74 at 53rd. Your on and off ramps are going to be partially covered here this morning, but I do expect those road conditions to improve as we're able to get out there and treat any of these road surfaces. So I'm going to keep this one brief here this morning. I hope everybody stays safe and stays warm this weekend, and we're all looking forward to the warm-up here as we head into next week. Feel free to jump in the comments. I'll try to get in there the best I can here through the rest of this morning, and obviously the First Alert Weather Team will keep you updated here throughout the day. Have a good one.